Hey guys, this is Brian Ramirez with Sinister Gaming. Just wanted to showcase my Floowandereeze deck profile that I've won 3 tournaments with. Nothing too crazy to brag about, but the deck itself I think is a great contender for this format, for the reason being that Red Reboot got banned, so the trap's gonna resolve 100% of the time, referring to the Harpy's Featherstorm and the Dreaming Town. So besides that, the tier element matchup is pretty strong, and the sprite matchup is actually a lot better now since Toad got hit, and then other miscellaneous combo decks including tier element lost access to Omni Negates with like Baron Defleur and Chaos Ruler and the Hulk package being gone, so actually helps breaking boards a lot easier now due to the lack of Omni Negates in general. So with that being said, let's just get straight into it. So pretty much just playing the standard bird package. If you notice, I'm not playing DD Crow. I don't miss it. I'd rather just draw out literally anything else. If I'm going first, I'd rather just get my combo pieces ready as follow-up, especially since I'm playing double Dreaming Town in this deck. And then just as a side note, the Toucan is strong this format for the fact that Runic exists and Runic Sprite. So if they vanish cards off the top of your deck, you pretty much have access to, or this pretty much acts as another Robina or Eaglin. So that fares pretty well in that matchup. The Tribute Summons, standard stuff with the 2 M-Pin, Ryza, and Apex. You just mainly need the Apex, or I feel I need the Apex in case they are attempting to evenly me. For the consistency cards, we have the 3 map, 3 advent, and the 6 pots. I was considering playing the extravagance, but it's kind of hard to make room, and so far I haven't really needed it. Kind of would rather just have my cards be more impactful and be able to choose what I need to, or be able to work with what I have and just get random cards. So might test it, might not. It's kind of hard to make room in the deck in its current state. For some utility spells, you have the Unexplored Winds, the Called By, due to the fact that Droll, or the theory behind it is actually because Droll will likely be sided more heavily this format. For this matchup, and then also Drytron getting the 3rd Ben 10 might make this a more attractive side deck card for people. So the Dark Ruler, pretty standard there, just be able to play through established boards. And then the Mystic Mind Terraforming, you always want to see the map. Map has a little bit more utility and likelihood to resolve, so due to less Omni Negates being present this format. So you would use the Mystic Mind to bait out the only Omni Negate they typically have, and if not, the primary interruption that's like Dynamiscus or Toad if Sprite's still playing it. So yeah, the Mystic Mind I wouldn't play it at 3 just because from the examples listed it is still possible for this card to be outed pretty easily. I'd say like 60% of the time this does nothing. So if you wanted to fit in a DD Crow, I think that would be the spot to replace, but so far I don't think I'd play it still. And lastly, for the traps, other than Imperm, I just play the 2 Dreaming Town like I mentioned earlier. Very effective if you get Dark Rulered. I'll play that. You can also do this if you open map and one of these as well, but in the instance that you don't draw map, since this is a little bit more reactive, So I've been liking the trap at 2 also if my cards get negated and I have open 2 birds. It's like you never really got stopped in the first place. And then for the extra deck, I have the Zeus package. Then I'm playing the Ultimate Slayer package. In the next set, Darkwing Blast, we actually get another target for exceeds that negates the card on the field. So you can swap out the Omega for that. But other than that, I think these are all really effective. Haven't really had opportunity to resolve Omen yet, just because it hardly comes up. Kind of requires you to have the banished birds, but in theory it's probably the next best target other than the Trouble Sunny. And then the Toad just constantly recycled itself, so that's why it's there. And then just for miscellaneous cards that you can actually make, the links here are facilitated by using the trap, having 2 traps. You're able to pretty much get all your little birds, starting with Robina up till the complete extended line with Toucan and Stree, in order to make use of your extra deck against monsters that have some type of towers-like esque effect. So pretty much like Final Sigma, Crooked Crook with the sharks, and Arrival Admixture, for example. So that's why we have the Goddess and Access Code package for that, and then also you could do damage with that as well if you really need to. And then for the side deck, we have the 3 Slayer and the Kill and Lilla. Whenever I have this, I don't see this card too often, but when it is in play, usually it's really good. Just always remember to side that in as well if you're going to play against a link-based deck. That happens once or twice to me, honestly. I forget to add it. Then 3 Evenly for Board Breaker, and then / Spell and Trap removal with the 3 Cosmic and Harpies. So the Evenly is really good. Backtracking to the fact that there's going to be less, or there are less Omni Negate this format, just mainly like Griffin Rider is probably the most consistent one brought out. But with Dark Ruler plus Evenly is game against every adventure deck, just due to the fact that they have to keep the token. And then the Cosmic, I think, is better than Twin, just because you mainly want a 1-for-1 trade and don't want to trigger destruction effects like the Tier Element spell trap card. And this is also a good 1-for-1 trade against Sprite Runic, which is probably the most represented version of Runic. Smashers realistically doesn't do anything to you, so you don't really need to worry about it. But yeah, all these are really effective, especially the Evenly to me. And then lastly, just for going first, for whenever we do go first, no Red Reboot, it's pretty much game. You can also access the trap if you don't have it. So you can go flip this and then chain this, or vice versa if you open the trap, the Dreaming Town instead. So it doesn't conflict with playing the multiple trap cards with a trap trick. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, or let me know what you thought about the deck itself. What do you think about Floowandereeze? How its placement in the meta is, especially post Darkwing Blast. And for Sinister Gaming, we're going to be posting on a Tuesday-Thursday basis for our schedule. So stay tuned for this Thursday. Thanks, guys.